Hello guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be looking at a patchy beard behemoth who I've wanted to cover on this channel for quite a while now, but due to not having watched his Let's Plays nor his live streams, due to him being so insufferably boring, I didn't feel like I could make a video on him. But with a video like this, I absolutely can, as other people have done all the heavy lifting for me, including DSP. But anyways, I think I can cover his DSP reacts content because of all that heavy lifting and other stuff. So, let's watch DSP react to other people's content, especially the second of the two videos, and see what galaxy-sized brain intelligence he'll give us in regards to these videos. Spoiler warning, there will be none because he's an idiot, okay, you guys? Also, I might sound a bit more echoey in this video, but there is a reason for that. And that is because I finally got my gaming laptop that cost me about $1,200 and can actually run all sorts of games with no hiccups, apparently even Starfield. But the point is, I had to move my old laptop into a new room. Anyways, let's get into it.
Alrighty everybody, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 31 for September 17th, 2023. So far, we're still in the Ultra member videos. These are the biggest contributors to the channel, and each week we watch their videos guaranteed. We have a couple of unique videos, alright? We're going to screen them. We're not going to necessarily watch them because they're both quite lengthy from what I'm to understand. These are very old videos from, I guess, what you could call detractors.
Okay, sorry to interrupt the main man of the hour there, but I know for a fact the second video creator Phil covers in this video is absolutely a detractor, and one I watch religiously when it comes to DSP. The man to whom I am referring is Mr. Ludicrous. If you want to see someone have a meltdown over everything DSP does and be funny at doing it, Mr. Ludicrous is your guy. I'm not too sure who the first video creator is, but it looks to be a This Is How You Don't Play, or TIHYDP for short. Anyways, you may resume now, Phil.
So let's see what they are. I've actually never seen these before. Let's give them a look and see if they're worth a watch. You know, if they end up being stupid, we could move on. But I've never seen them before. Let's give them a look. So this is DSP logic. There's an open window and I have grenades. Let's use A, and that's it. Now let's see what happens here. Okay.
There's an easy solution. Sue your boss. See, the great thing about this country is you can sue anyone for pretty much anything, and you'll probably win, or at least get a settlement. At the firm of Breaking and Ponzo Personal Injury Attorneys, we can show you how far.
I'll have grenades in my fists.
Now look, it's been a month of Sunday since I last played Grand Theft Auto 3, so I can't quite be sure. But you could probably use a rocket launcher to blow up the apartment, but since Phil didn't have one, instead only having grenades, I would think that the solution would be rather obvious. Now, I'm going to speed up DSP's stupidity in the following clips so that you don't go bored from my commentary alone, and I'll slow it back down to regular speed whenever he gets to anything that he says or does that is just insanely stupid or boring, which you'll see a lot of in the gameplay clips. All throughout the video, actually.
What do I do? Grenades.
So the first thing I try to do is I try to figure out, can you enter the building and you throw a grenade in the building or there? No. Okay.
Well, Phil, there's your first problem right there. Seriously, up to that point in the game, Phil, how many buildings did you enter that the game actually let you enter without it being tied to a mission? And I'm not talking about the safe houses. How many buildings did you enter during a mission similar to this one? Again, it's been a while since I last played GTA 3, but I don't recall ever entering a building that wasn't a safe house I could control Claude in. I'm not going to say that there aren't any buildings that you enter during a mission like this one, but come on, man. You said yourself that you had grenades, and what do you do when you prime a grenade? You throw it. That building, or the room rather, sorry, isn't on the first floor, so I would think that putting 2 and 2 together should be kinda obvious, man.
Keep in mind, never played this game before. This is my honest first time playthrough from many years ago. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even understand really the controls or anything. This was before I was a live streamer, so no one was telling me what to do during the gameplay or anything like that. Okay?
And that is your second problem, Phil. No one likes it when a live streamer or a Let's Player is playing a game and they have to ask the stream chat for help, or they have to go offline or look up a video on YouTube on how to solve the problem, which you'll see later. If you're going to be playing a game for a Let's Play or a live stream, you have to be good at the game. If you're not good at the game, then at the very least be entertaining, dude. If you aren't good at the game and you're not entertaining, then guess what? Nobody is going to watch you. They'll go find somebody else who is good at the game and doesn't need help and constantly e-begs for money from whales and wheelchairs, okay? So that's 3 problems actually right there in one clip when I only said it was a second problem. Ack, 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 ack.
Probably supposed to shoot him from across the way here like this.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you actually had a rocket launcher to use, then yes, that would probably be a good solution. Unfortunately for you, Phil, guess what? Wrong. You don't have a rocket launcher, you only have some hand grenades in your fists. So the correct solution is to throw the grenades up into the apartment window. And this isn't even Phil's dumbest idea yet, folks. It gets worse!
Or wait, that's the window.
So keep in mind,
How the fuck do I get?
I have never seen this before. There's no mechanic in the game to throw a grenade into a window. It doesn't exist. There was no tutorial for that. It didn't show, like, he showed that happen because that's how you're supposed to do it. But it doesn't tell you how to do that in the game. It's the first time ever in the game you would have to do this. Okay? So, likely, I'm thinking, what have we done in the game so far? Well, we've sniped people. You know, we've done all these various things. I'm trying to think of gameplay mechanics that are existing in the game. Not a new gameplay mechanic that this is the first time it's being introduced in the game.
In there.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure that the player had to use grenades in a mission before this one. And I'm also pretty sure that even if the game didn't have a mission that used grenades before this one, then you surely must have found some grenades from simple exploration of Liberty City. Now, I don't watch any of Phil's playthroughs except for The Outsiders, This Is How You Don't Plays, so I wouldn't know, and I also don't want to give Phil any sort of help, but I'm 99% sure that Phil could have found grenades before he just went out and explored Liberty City a bit. I mean, after all, that's what open world games like GTA 3 are all about, right? Exploration? And Phil clearly didn't do enough exploration.
So you can see in the window.
How?
So, okay, so I'm kind of getting it. Can I throw it up there? How?
How do I get in there?
Because you can't aim the grenades in this
what
game.
the hell?
There's no aiming mechanic for the grenade. It just kind of auto-aims.
Well, is there a fire escape or something somewhere? Check out the whole building.
See? I'm trying to be thorough. I'm trying to figure out what to do. So, what is wrong with this right now? So, because I didn't immediately know exactly what to do for a gameplay mechanic the game never explained, I'm somehow at fault, according to this person. Okay.
What do you do with grenades, Phil? You throw them, you idiot. Like, my god, do you see what I mean, folks? Whenever I say the DSP is stupid and boring, I mean, okay, yeah, he's doing some investigation on how to get into the building. Okay, fair enough, fine. But the game pointed to an open window and Phil had grenades? Like, good god, how stupid can one person be?
This is the first one, right? This is the first one. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I have no guidance because I don't have a live stream with me.
Again, I'm sorry to interrupt the gout-ridden hippopotamus, but he just admitted that when he plays games, the stream chat has to hold his hand because the game won't. And yet Phil has the gall to wonder why everyone hates him and makes that this is how you don't plays. Phil, we don't expect you to be perfect when you play these games. We expect your gaming ability to at least be average. We don't want to sit there and watch you struggle with something for half an hour, however long it took you to get to this part. Because your gaming ability, my guy, is just so below average that it's boring, not to mention infuriating. And yet you have the gall to say you're the best gamer in the USA. If that's the case, folks, I'm the best damn gamer in the galaxy if Phil's the best gamer in the USA. Despite all the ungodly evidence to the contrary, like, my god.
Okay. Okay, is that supposed to be funny? Hide in the box and ring his doorbell? Okay, haha.
I guess Phil just doesn't understand sarcasm. Look, you gout-ridden behemoth. The reason that was put on the screen was because since you're looking for the doorway and trying to enter a building to murder someone, why not just pretend you're a package to be delivered by posting the address on the box and then hiding in it? Now, Phil, if you were using a strategy guide or watching a video on YouTube to learn how to get past this part of the game, then no one would care if you admitted it, or at least I wouldn't. Now, there have been playthroughs where he did in fact use a strategy guide, or a cheat book as I used to call them back in the day, but he used a strategy guide in his Final Fantasy VI playthrough, which was turned into a "This is how you do play Final Fantasy VI." Yes, Phil can in fact be good at video games, but it's very rare. It's why you will never ever see me trying to play through a game blind on my gaming channel, Cinder, because I don't want to look like a freaking embarrassment. And Phil apparently just doesn't care if he looks bad at games or not.
And there's his apartment. How the fuck do I do this? What the hell? How am I supposed to kill this guy?
Keep in mind, it's not jiving in my head you could throw a grenade up there because you've never done this in the game before.
All the way up there?
Every time you've ever thrown anything, it just went right in front of you. There's no aiming mechanic in the game, so how would I think that you can throw it up there?
What the hell? This is confusing. There's no guidance of what I should be doing.
Just showing the window is not guidance. It's saying that's what you need to do. It's not telling you how to do it.
That would be because most games back then, Phil, expected players to be able to do basic problem solving. Most gamers can figure out what to do here without having their handheld so friggin' tight, and it's because of mouth-drooling morons like you that cause game developers to dumb down their games to the point where there's literally no challenge in the game. It's why people love Dark Souls, because From Software absolutely refuses to make their games easier for casual players. You want to play FromSoft games? Then you put on the challenge gamer pants and you get good at the game. Also, and this is off topic, but I want to bring this up right now, I think Dark Souls is why so many people love the 7th Saga now, when they used to hate that game with a passion. However, that's getting off topic, and we can talk about that in another video, or even on the gaming channel when I get to my 7th Saga review. And this part has been going on for a bit now, and I want to move on to the Mr. Ludicrous bit, where it actually gets really good.
If you're not aware, when I was playing Final Fantasy 15 many years ago, so this was like 6-7 years ago when it first came out, it was a new release, they had cup noodles in the game, okay, as a product placement advertisement. So I decided...
Sorry to interrupt him there, but did you hear how he said advertisement? He pronounces advertisement as advertisement. Much like with Armin Smith, DSP just can't pronounce words to save his life, and it just outright pisses me off. For whatever way. Please tell me I'm not the only one who has that problem. Anyways, I'll now shut up and let the gout-ridden behemoth continue.
That I was going to actually do a Cup Noodles DSP Tries It, back when I used to do DSP Tries It, which was like a taste test show, but also other products I would try. I said, let's do a head-to-head taste test between the shrimp and I think the other one, was it chicken? I can't remember what the two flavors were. So I did it, and basically, it was entertaining because... You know, it's not a high-level show. It's not professional.
Did you just say that your content is boring and entertaining at the exact same time? Is that not what he said? Did he not say that his show wasn't high-level and because of that, it was entertaining? Maybe it's DSP's evil twin, or good twin in this case, Lightside Bill, because Phil is the last, and I mean the very last person I would ever say is entertaining. Phil, there's regular cringe and there's entertaining cringe, and you are not the latter, my friend.
So I had a spoon that I was trying to eat the noodles with because I felt I wanted to scoop the broth and taste the broth with the spoon. But I think I didn't grab a fork to actually like fork the noodles with. So the biggest criticism I got during it was that basically I kept using a spoon to try to eat noodles, and the noodles would like slip out of the spoon or whatever. All right, but that was it. Like, so
if you wanted to taste the broth, then why didn't you just eat the noodles first and then drink the broth out of the cup directly like a normal person would?
Somehow it became legendary. Everyone making fun of me for eating cup noodles or something. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're really making fun of me for.
Really? You don't know why people are making fun of you for eating noodles with a spoon? That would be because normal people, as in everyone but you, eats noodles with a fork, you idiot. Do you eat grits, oatmeal, porridge, and soup with forks? Something tells me you don't, but I wouldn't be surprised to learn that was the case. Seriously, Phil, watch anyone out there eat noodles, and they will all use a fork. Friggin' 3-year-olds know this most basic of facts, dude. Snort. Ack, 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 ack.
Alright, well, alright, let's see.
With a brand new DSL Tries-It. Okay? Now, for those of you that don't know, DSL Tries-It is a series where I basically eat things and put adverts on the videos so I get paid for eating, basically. Excuse me. Anyway, so, what you can expect from this sort of video is shaky camera work, and my hand will feature heavily because I point at things on screen because, well, my viewers are quite stupid and they don't know what I'm talking to. So if I say I'm trying this and I don't point at it, they won't know.
He's having a problem with me pointing at things in a video. He thinks that's bad, that I pointed at something in a video. Would you prefer to just stare at the noodles on the counter with nothing?
Honestly, Phil? Yeah, we would like to just stare at the noodles on the camera. Don't insult your viewers' intelligence by pointing at the noodles. It's very obvious that they're going to be front and center in a video called DSP Tries It, Cup Noodles. No one is stupid enough to be asking, hey man, where are the noodles at? Where are the freaking noodles at? We can figure it out for ourselves, Phil. Please stop treating your viewers like idiots. I mean, your viewers are idiots for supporting you by falling for all of your lies, but most of us have figured out that you lie all the time, and therefore most of us can figure out where the noodles you're going to be eating are in the video. We don't need your big-ass behemoth gorilla hands pointing at things and taking up a good 90% of the screen, okay? Okay.
What, the hand thing actually originated with Release Day Unboxing, if you're not aware, because during Release Day Unboxing, I used to unbox a game and I would open up with my hands and show you all the things inside of it. So I kind of got used to pointing and doing mannerisms with my hands during videos, and sometimes this would carry over to DSP Tries It with food. What ended up happening was eventually I turned the camera on me, and it would be me eating the food rather than me doing stuff with my hands in the food. But in this case, this was a rare case where I kept the camera on the food because how am I going to aim a camera at me trying to eat these noodles? I wanted to show me making the noodles and everything, you know, adding the water and showing what it actually looked like inside the cup. So it was more of the first person perspective rather than the third person, which I did in some of the other videos. But this guy actually has a problem with me pointing at things in a video. That's his criticism.
Phil, first of all, this video isn't a criticism. It is a parody, which Phil will admit later on in the video in the most ass way possible. And Phil, why does this need to have an origin story exactly? Is your life so boring that you have to come up with an origin story for why you point at things?
And shaky cam, well, yeah, because I'm using my hand to film. I did have it on a tripod filming me for the third person segments. Okay.
Phil, it isn't so much that the camera was shaky as to why Mr. Ludacris was making fun of you for that stuff, but you shake like there's a freaking earthquake going on during your videos, and it's just, why didn't you leave it on the tripod if you were going to shake that much?
Okay. And you notice he keeps going, with his nose, that's because I have postnasal drip. And when I eat, my postnasal drip tends to kick in. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like humidity or heat or cold. But when I start to eat, my postnasal drip kicks in. Let me tell you guys something, all right? And I'm not trying to get sympathy or whatever. It's not nice. Every time I eat a meal, I've got snot dripping down the back of my throat. So I can't fully enjoy meals like other people do, because every single time I try to eat, I have to deal with that. And I have to be clearing my throat and blowing my nose. Half the time when my wife makes dinner, I have to have tissues at the table. So when I'm eating, I can blow my nose to taste the food. Okay? But people think it's funny. Oh, that's funny. No, it's a medical condition. It's not funny. It's something I've had to deal with my whole life. It's not funny to make fun of someone for having a medical condition. It's something that's been prevalent in my videos for 15 years because I've always had it. I don't know why people think it's funny to make fun of someone for having a medical problem, right? If this guy had, I don't know, a chronic cough because he had a problem with his lungs or a problem with his throat, would I make fun of him for chronically coughing? It's a thing I can't solve. I've been to doctors for it. There's no solution for it. It just happens. I've had it my whole life. It's hereditary. My dad has it too. Oh, make fun of me because I have to do this in my video so that I don't have snot pouring down everywhere in my respiratory system. Oh, you're really funny. You know, good on you that you don't have medical problems for people to make fun of. But make fun of me because, again, I'm a YouTuber who makes videos that are popular. I make money and a living doing it. So make fun of my medical shortcomings because I'm the target. But God forbid the camera ever turn towards you, because I'd probably find way more funny to make fun of on you than you ever did with me. But, you know, that's the difference between them and me. Anyway, let's continue. This guy's hilarious so far.
Sorry for letting that particular clip run on as long as it did, folks, but I love that little tangent that Phil just went on there about the postnasal drip. Dear God, was there a lot to unpack there too. Okay, so first things first. You say that you're not trying to get sympathy from talking about your postnasal drip. Yes, you are, you lying asshole. You look for sympathy all the time. Here are just a few things I can think of where Phil lied to get sympathy. Oh, my parents are dying, and I need to buy a plane ticket so I can fly out there and see them, because I may not ever get a chance to see them again. What he was really doing was trying to get enough money so he could fly out to Connecticut with Kat and have a marriage to where his parents can see it. Guys, it's make or break time because I might lose my house, guys, okay? What? He didn't lose his house, but he didn't hit his tips goal either, and yet he's like, oh, we didn't hit the tips goal, too bad. Dude, that was make or break. You're gonna lose your freaking house. How are you not worried that you might lose your house when you didn't hit your tips goal? But he wasn't gonna lose his house. It's just a lie and a scam to make people give him more money. Anyways, I can't think of any more times he tried to garner sympathy for stuff like this, but I promise you, go and watch Mr. Ludacris' video on DSP where he talks about all the times Phil has scammed people out of money, and I promise you, there are plenty of times where Phil has lied to try and garner sympathy to get more money, because his greed for money is just freaking insane. Anyways, moving on. Second, do you have all those tissues with you at restaurants too? Are you constantly blowing your nose there when you eat and grossing out all the other customers too? Furthermore, one thing that the other people who have reacted to your React video here have all said that during the 5-Hour Side Scrollers podcast that you didn't make a single snort once. What was that all about, Phil? Also, to any of you out there who have postnasal drip, can you tell me if you snort like Phil does, that you have the same problems that Phil does, or is he just making crap up as he goes along, which wouldn't be surprising at all? If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine, I'll respect your wishes, but I need to know so I can call DSP out more often. Thirdly, and this is the point that pisses most people off, Phil, is the fact that you can't handle being made fun of for your postnasal drip. Huh? Oh, but Mr. Moral High Ground here says, or at least thinks, that it's A-okay to make fun of people for their race, their sexual orientation, their religion. He thinks it's okay to grope women. But how freaking dare you make fun of Phil's postnasal drip, terminal illness that it is. For those of you who don't believe me, you can watch the Clown Prince of Darkness video DSP Ultimate Racism compilation, or whatever it's called. You can also watch numerous videos of Phil making fun of gays and doing the Blip TV thing where he was role-playing Isaac Asimov or whoever the necromorph killer guy is from Dead Space as the last remaining Nazi, and he wants to burn all the Jews. You can also view this from all the "this is how you don't" plays for him making fun of gays, their sexual orientation, their race, their religion, etc. Also, one last thing, Phil said that all of his detractors were a bunch of circle-groping Jews, too. Dude, what did the Jews do to him that makes them hate him that badly, man? He's like freaking Eric Cartman from South Park.
So for those of you watching, I'm trying this. Pot noodle. Yes, pot noodle. I'm not even kidding. I'm trying pot noodle. And because it worked out so well last time, on my other DSL tries it, where I tried microchips and I had to learn to use a microwave, which was a real piece of shit, by the way, and I had the stream chat.
Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward because so far nothing's happened. I actually want to see when he starts making this, how he does it and how he makes fun of me.
And with that clip right there, DSP has finally admitted that his content is boring as all get out. I'm glad to hear you actually say that, Phil, because now we have confirmation straight from the horse's mouth that your content is boring. And when I say horse's mouth, I don't mean my mouth and I don't mean Ket's mouth. I mean Phil's mouth. It only took him 15 years to do it, but he finally did it, thank God.
This doing in there, someone at the factory has dropped some sort of sachet in here. I could easily sue, because I could have easily have eaten this and choked to death. So, not a good start.
What?
Now, as we look in, we see kind of a powdery substance. What is this? I mean, look! That does not look appetizing. Now, in Final Fantasy, you have to pay 1,000 gil for this, which I'm going to assume is about $10 million, okay? So basically, Square...
Anyone having fun yet? Anyone laughing?
Clearly they are, because right after you reacted to this video, guess what? The guy who made it jumped to over 6,000 subscribers when before he was only at 5,850 subscribers, give or take a few. But now Mr. Ludacris is sitting pretty at 6,270 subscribers or so, again, give or take. So yeah, clearly people are laughing and enjoying it, and the only one who isn't laughing and enjoying it is you. Like, how thin-skinned can you be, man?
Do I do this in my DSP tries it? Do I shove my fingers into the raw food that's not cooked? What is he doing?
You may not have shoved your fingers into your food, DSP, but I saw you when you were making 3, like, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches with mayo on them, or whatever it was, and you toasted the bread. Some of the bread actually fell on the floor, you picked it right up, and put it right back on the sandwich. I think that's far worse than just sticking your fingers into raw food myself.
Next are saying that this is worth $10 million. Yes. Yeah, $10 million for powder.
Did he just say art? What does he think? He's Popeye? He thinks I sound like Popeye?
According to none other than Mr. Ludacris himself, yeah, a little bit. Either Popeye or Bluto, his words not mine, one of the two. As for myself, I think you sound like a seal, which is why everyone makes fun of you for your seal laugh.
It's not fucking cocaine, okay? So, anyway, I digress. Excuse me. So, now we have to pour the boiling water into this.
I'm laughing now because what you could tell, all he did is he tried to take my mannerisms and shove them in to act like it's funny. Just because you're impersonating someone's speech or mannerisms doesn't mean it's funny. He hasn't done a single thing insightful or funny yet.
And the reason for that is because he's parodying you, Phil, you dumbass. Honest to God, how thin-skinned can this guy be? Also, Phil, you again just admitted that your content is bad, okay? You admitted that your content is boring and that it isn't insightful. Like, my God, I tell Quantum TV and Harmon Smith that they should look in a mirror and get some self-reflection when I'm covering them. But Phil, I would say that you need it even more than they do. Well, except for Quantum TV. But just like you, Quantum TV is also a real dumbass. Anyways, Phil, Mr. Ludacris is parodying you, which is why he is mimicking your mannerisms and whatever, because that is the point of a parody. You exaggerate something for comedic effect, and is that not what Mr. Ludacris is doing in this parody? God forbid Phil should see Mr. Ludacris DSP parody where he basically tries to eat porridge, but it doesn't turn out right, so he stabs the box like crazy and flips the company that made that porridge, the bird.
Okay. So it needs to be pulled up to the fill level. Yes, the fill level. I'm not even kidding. It says the fill level, yes. So, let's, excuse me. Let's do that now. So, yes, having to pour... I mean, the noodle doesn't explain. It doesn't explain where the fill level is. I'm guessing it's that line there that says fill. But, you know, it doesn't actually explain. So...
He's just repeating things that I say. It doesn't have any sense to it. Like if I said that, oh, it doesn't actually explain it because I'm doing something where something's not explained. He literally just said it is explained. There's a line on it that says fill level, but they don't explain what the fill level is. But it did. It's on the cup. So taking something I said as a mannerism and interjecting it into this is not funny. It just makes you stupid. All you're doing is repeating what I've said out of context from what I would actually say it. I don't think this guy actually understands the concept of parody. I don't think he understands it at all. All you're doing is repeating a saying that I say. That's not parody.
Phil, that is the whole point of a parody, as I just explained in the last clip. If Mr. Ludacris didn't parody your mannerisms, then it would be a pretty crappy parody, don't you think? Since he's parodying you, then he must mimic your mannerisms. That's how parodies work, only he is exaggerating them, which is also required for parodies. Man, you tell Mr. Ludacris that he doesn't know how parodies work, but it's you, Phil, that doesn't understand how parodies work, I would say. He was also saying that the cup doesn't explain how to do things, because that's what you do in video games all the bloody time. Rewind back to the GTA 3 segment we covered at the start of the video where Phil said that the game doesn't explain how to throw a grenade to that window on the building's second floor, and it's stuff like that that he's making fun of you for, Phil. Christ, man, get some self-reflection.
Okay, so, as we can see now, the hot water's in, and it's become less of a powder, okay? So, we're, as you can see, look, that does not look appetizing. Basically, this is just like I guess, student food for those idiots that instead of getting a full-time adult job and full-time adult house, they actually think that education is key. Well, you're a fucking idiot, because look what you're eating. Well, I'm getting paid thousands of dollars from Patreons and eating lobster and steak.
Do you see? I mean, do you see where it all stirs from? I mean, he just revealed it right there. Absolutely. He absolutely is saying, oh, you see, Phil's rich because he has all this money because he makes YouTube videos and he doesn't deserve it. He's an asshole. So there you go. This is incredibly similar. This is just this running pattern that I've seen over the years. The people who dislike me the most are the people who secretly are the most jealous.
Let me stop you right there, Mr. Burn in Hell Burnell. No one, and I mean that literally, no one is jealous of you, Phil. You are the last person anyone should ever be jealous of. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Phil isn't as successful as he likes to make himself out to be. He went into bankruptcy for $500,000. He is hated by literally everyone who knows him, at least on the internet, and he's trapped in a loveless marriage that, from what I'm hearing, isn't going to be around for too much longer. Phil, we say that you don't deserve that money nor any potential sponsorships or whatever because you literally don't deserve them. I even saw a game developer on Twitter, or X as it's now known for whatever reason, saying that they would never give you an advance copy of a game because you are just that hateable, as well as undeserving of half the things you get in this life, at least half.
It's true. This guy's insanely jealous that I'm able to make YouTube videos and make a living doing it. So he makes a video like this trying to make fun of me. He makes fun of my medical condition. He makes fun of my mannerisms of what I say. He hasn't done a single thing funny yet. All he's doing is ad verbatim repeating things that I do without context, you see? But again, this is a common thing that people do, and they say, oh, you see, this is funny. What is funny about this? Yeah, I still haven't. If there was a joke that razzed me or something, I'd be like, okay, there hasn't been a single joke that razzed me yet. And we've watched, this is the second video in a row of this style that hasn't had a valid thing to say yet. All right, let's continue. We'll watch a little more. Ready?
Everything he's doing in this video, Phil, is something that you yourself have done. He's exaggerating it for comedic effect, which is the very definition of a parody. My God, and you tell others how stuff works when you yourself don't even know how. Oh my God.
Going on staycations. Okay, I digress.
Here you go. I digress, clearing my throat.
So, that's the pot noodle there, by the way, for anyone that's having trouble keeping track. Oh God, people on the stream chat are saying that,
I don't stream DSP Tries It. What are you talking about? I don't stream DSP Tries It. So why would you say there's a stream chat? You could, what the hell?
Phil, it doesn't matter whether it's DSP Tries It or a live stream. The fact is that you constantly have to have the stream chat to hold your hand 24/7 as if you were a toddler who is just now learning how to walk. He's making fun of you because that's just how you are, you idiot. I'm sorry for repeating myself, folks, but Phil repeats himself so damn much, it isn't even funny.
this is a very lazy way for me to make money. I'm basically just filming myself eating noodles. Well, do you know what? I'm gonna block you. I'm some fucking idiots in the stream
Again.
chat.
So he's jealous that I made money doing a taste testing series. By the way, I was not the only person to ever do a taste testing series. I'm certainly not the last. There's people now who their entire channel is taste testing and they get millions of views and millions of dollars doing it. What is the criticism here?
For the last time, Phil, this video you're watching right now isn't a criticism, it is a parody. He's making fun of you. Don't get me wrong now, Mr. Ludacris has plenty of videos on his channel where he criticizes you, but this is a parody of you, not a critique. Please learn the difference for my sanity.
This is unbelievable. This is very difficult. There's boiling water involved, which I could easily scald myself, by the way. And I'm taking a huge risk here. Right, so. Okay, so we take a look now. Oh my God. Look at the. Look at this. Look.
Here again, there's the Popeye laugh, because I laugh like Popeye, apparently. Okay.
Look at this. Yes, the noodles. They look like little dicks. I'm not even kidding. they look like little dicks. Like yes. Here's a giant jar of a pot dicks. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I made DSP Tries It for about 10 years. It started back when I was vlogging, and I retired it like maybe 5 years ago or so, okay, officially. I bring it back every once in a while. Can you tell me once, ever, in the history of DSP Tries It, that I said that the food that I was about to eat looked like a bunch of dicks?
No, but I can tell you that you've said it in so many of your Let's Plays and live streams that clearly you've said it enough to where that phrase has become something of a catchphrase. Does that count? Also, Phil, something I forgot to mention is that parodies don't have to be a direct one-to-one for it to count as a parody. And I've already said what a parody is in this video at least 3 times now, maybe more, so let's just move on and save ourselves some time. After that Mr. Ludacris video, action from Phil, he watches a different video to, and I quote, cleanse his palate, as if what he just saw was disgusting. Holy crap, folks, this video was painful to make, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be just as painful for you to watch, and I don't just mean it was painful because of just how boring DSP is, I mean that it's painful because my back is physically in pain from how long this video is, and I constantly have to lean over in my chair to type the script and all that. But anyways, that's where this video ends, and tomorrow we'll be looking at Harmon Smith claiming that he's played Baldur's Gate 3, and spoiler warning, he hasn't. I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye for now!